All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1019, Canada case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Miss Canada. All right. You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I'm seeking child support and back pay from this man.
Okay, just straightforward. That's what I like. Just get right into it. How old is the child?
The child is now 3 years old.
3 years old.
And I have not received any child support.
And
All right, guys, buckle up, because this courtroom is about to expose more than just unpaid child support. We've got a mother demanding justice, a man dodging responsibility, and a web of lies unraveling fast. At first glance, it's just about back pay. But behind that request is a confession of infidelity, workplace secrets, and a potential case of mistaken paternity that's got everyone holding their breath. The judge, calm, but razor sharp. The mother, confident and fed up. The alleged father, well, he's about to get cornered. This isn't just family court. It's a high-stakes emotional showdown where one DNA test could change everything. Let's dive in and see who's telling the truth and who's dodging it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sir, is there a reason you haven't given her any child support in the past 3 years?
Yes, ma'am, there is.
What is that?
We've been discussing the paternity obligation.
Okay.
Under the circumstances, you know, I don't think I was the only person having a fling with Rocky at the time that you know, she and I had that time together. And,
Excuse me? Are you implying something?
Well, what I'm trying to say is that I understand that you may have been seeing some other people in addition to me. And the reason that I haven't provided
Well, those are rumors.
I understand
First of
that.
all.
I understand that.
Second
But
of
you
all.
haven't complied with my request for DNA test either, and that's my key. Is that if I have an obligation, I like to make sure it is my obligation and not the obligation of some other father.
Well, maybe you should have been.
When the judge asked why he hasn't paid support in 3 years, his answer? Doubt. He suspects he's not the only one who was with the mother during that time. And just like that, we're thrust into the emotional underbelly of this case. A 3-year-old, child in limbo while 2 adults battle over betrayal and biology. But here's the legal kicker. Without established paternity, he technically isn't obligated to pay a dime. The court can't enforce child support based on assumptions. It needs proof. And notice his pivot. From dodging payments to questioning paternity, to admitting infidelity. Viewers, what would you do if someone questioned your child's parentage after years of silence? Is this about fairness or fear of being found out?
Obligated to your wife whenever you were having an affair with me.
You know, you're right about that. And honest
So
truth is
you are
that,
admitting that you're married?
yes.
Okay.
And I've told her. I've told her that we had this fling.
You didn't
told
tell
your
me you
wife
were
that?
married until after.
That's correct. That's correct. I did not tell you.
I'm sorry, I won't disrupt you guys anymore. Go ahead.
Okay. So, you know, from my perspective, Your Honor, I certainly understand the situation. I'm not trying to be hard-hearted, so to speak, about this, but I think that there's some other questions that need to be answered before we agree on paying any kind of support, because at this point, we haven't confirmed whose child this is.
Okay. Well, I definitely have some questions too, but I don't think they have anything to do with child support. It's more about you guys' backstory, but that has nothing to do with me. However, has this man taken a DNA test at all?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. Did he sign anything at the hospital
No, he wasn't
acknowledging that he was the father? Okay. So he does have a valid point. Before we can actually place him on child support, he either has to accept parentage, which, according to what I'm hearing, you're really not accepting it.
there. He's in denial about his affair and doesn't want his wife to find out.
My wife knows.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
right.
knows now.
He's lying.
You told her?
I would have heard from her by now. I work with him, ma'am.
Oh. At the welding place?
I'm a receptionist there.
I'm a manager.
That's how we met.
You're her direct manager.
Then comes the gut punch. The woman slams him for failing his wife and the child. And suddenly, we're no longer talking about legalities. We're talking about morals. He admits it. He was married during the affair. But now he's asking the court to prioritize his rights over his responsibilities. This isn't just courtroom drama. It's real life hanging in the balance. A mother carrying the financial burden alone, a child growing up without support, and a man shielding himself behind technicalities. And still, no DNA test, no accountability. When a man admits to the affair, but demands proof of paternity, is it caution or calculated delay?
Oh, okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that much tea this morning. So, yeah, he's entitled to a DNA test.
Sure.
Okay, so before we can move forward with anything in terms of child support, looking at your financial documents you provided, he first needs to get a DNA test. So what I can do is you guys go and get the DNA test, then you can come back at a later date, possibly, if he's the father. If he's not the father, you are more than welcome to bring back as many people as necessary. I'm not implying by any means that what he's saying is true.
Right, he's
but if
definitely
he's
the
not
father.
the father, you can bring back as many people as necessary to get DNA testing, and we actually find the father and place him on child support.
Well, I know who it is, so that's not necessary, but thank you.
Okay, okay.
The judge steps in with clarity. No test, no support. It's the law. And for the first time, we see her shift from listening to leading. Her ruling is grounded. No emotional bias, no assumptions, just legal protocol. Sign an acknowledgement or take the test. But what explodes here is the revelation that the two parties work together. She's a receptionist at his plant, and she just dropped that bomb in front of the entire court. This isn't just a case. It's a tangled mess of workplace dynamics, marital fallout, and parental uncertainty. How do you even begin to heal or co-parent when your daily life collides with courtroom tension like this?
Is there anything further?
Your Honor, can we get your assistance in having this thing compelled so that we can get this DNA testing done expeditiously?
Oh yeah, most definitely. And it will be done through the Attorney General's office.
Okay.
Because they are actually on site in the courtroom, and it will be in the courthouse rather. And it will be much easier.
When the judge explains that testing will go through the Attorney General's office, it's clear this is moving forward, whether he's ready or not. But here's where it gets human again. He says, if I have obligations, I'll stand by. It's the first glimmer of responsibility we've seen, and it might be genuine. Still, it's too little. Too late for many watching. This mother waited 3 years. The child waited longer. If accountability starts now, it's because the system forced it, not because he volunteered. What do you think? Was this a turning point or just a last-ditch performance for the court?
And free to you all to go ahead and use their resource. Okay? If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Rocky,
You're welcome.
if I have obligations here, I'll stand behind them.
I appreciate that.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And there you have it. In the Canada case, the court couldn't rule on child support without establishing paternity, because in law, truth needs proof. The judge's decision was firm. No DNA, no deal. But emotionally, this case spoke volumes about broken trust, delayed justice, and the real impact of avoiding responsibility. For now, both parties walk away waiting for results. But what's undeniable is the cost, time, tension, and emotional toll. If this courtroom clash struck a chord with you, don't just scroll. Drop your thoughts below. Who do you believe came out more credible? And if you want more cases that cut this deep, hit like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more truth from Truth Court.
I'm gonna go over what you all witnessed in the Canada case. Mom was wanting child support from the alleged father. He, on the other hand, didn't know if he was really the father. So before any type of child support obligation can take place, the alleged father must establish paternity. And by establishing paternity, you can take a DNA test, And or let's say, for instance, he signed an acknowledgement of paternity. That can also start his child support obligation. But absent either one of those, DNA testing must be performed in order to place the alleged father on child support.